What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So we're gonna do this video quick fast as per usual. I'm doing it as fast as I possibly can. So the Nasdaq, we're gonna run through Nasdaq. We're gonna have a quick look at EURUSD, and then if I'm not too sure where we are with it, but we might check GBPJPY as well. So we're gonna jump straight into the source here. We see the Nasdaq. So guys, we called the sell twice already now. From up here, we called the sell down here, and actually that's the so here. So two scenarios on the Nasdaq here that I'm looking at now. Based on where we are now, right? I do like if you guys recall and you watch my older videos, right? What I do recall is right, telling you guys about this area here, right? This area was the vital area for us to be touching to kind of make sense of everything. Right, so the reason why I did the video today was just to see how we're going to open up, because Nasdaq could have opened up, right, and it could have just literally fallen down, get inside of this area and then shoot all the way up again, right? So what we want to look at now is, what do we suspect will happen with Nasdaq here, right? So two areas of interest come into play here that I want to kind of bring into like your attention, right? So we have this first area here. If we scale down to the daily chart, the 4-hour chart, sorry, here we see we got an indication of like the market came up, we fell down, we came up. Now we're coming into this what you could potentially consider a fresh supply zone here, right? So I'm going to take this one away here quickly. You could take this as your fresh supply zone here. Remember guys, here's an imbalance here, also fold here now. So I'm not yet bullish, like I always say. I'm not yet bullish on Nasdaq. Like I've been saying that for the longest time now. Then I just want to quickly put out an area here. This area should interest you quite nicely here. Yeah, just something like that. Just take note of this little area up here. Right? So what does it look like on the 4-hour chart for us now? Right? So one of two things can happen. I'll do the buy scenario anyway after this. So we could come up into this area. Like as you can see here, guys, it's a big imbalance here. Right? There, you can see it's a daily imbalance that needs to be filled. Right? Let me just zoom out. Just want to zoom out quickly. There's an imbalance here that needs to be filled. So what could happen is we could sell from this imbalance here, right? So you could put out the sell limit here, the stop loss a little bit tighter, right? And you could chase this whole thing, right? The whole move, or alternatively you can chase the whole thing down onto. So guys, I won't chase right down into this, right? I just chase something like that. You could do a sell here. What I would recommend is in this instance, rather let the market fall that imbalance, see what happens, and then take the trade. But it would be within this vicinity between these two green lines where you take the sell, right? Alternatively, if it does, so now in this instance, I wouldn't necessarily be taking a limit order. I would rather be manually adding the trade and setting up an alert here, right? See what happens when we get here, and then set up another alert up here. So we could catch a sell from here as well, down once again all the way to the bottom, to the downside here, right? That would be my two scenarios for the buy for Nasdaq for now, right? What I do want to do is, just in case we buy, right, and come up to these big zones here, you see there's an imbalance sitting up here as well. Remember guys, Nasdaq can just fall that quick imbalance and come down in here, because then it's been falling for a long time and this area needs to be taken care of. If we break through this area, we'll discuss this in a further down video, but for now this would be my area of interest here that I would like to fall into, right? Hypothetically speaking, if Nasdaq does buy, right, when would I jump in for the buy? So there would be, and I would only get in once we can confirm we can hold this area and we show signs of breaking out. Now remember, you don't want to get caught in that retail trap where smart money comes in and smart money pushes it up only to push it down again. So how are you going to avoid that? You're going to wait, right? You're going to wait for the market to show you that it's changed, it's carried it for the upside, right? Like granted, you can do whatever you need to do here. Oops, let me just double check my RSI. You see, we have bullish divergence here, but we're not above the 50 level, right? So I would only try and get in from here. Once we show clear signs of bullish momentum, I would only want to get in from up here. Maybe even, yeah, like here. Oops, wrong one. I'd maybe try and get in from like here, yeah. Round about here. Yeah. See, the rest of the world will be a little bit more crappy. Yeah. Actually, I try and get in from around about, yeah, here. Just above this order block here. Yeah. And round all the way up into this zone. Once you hit this zone, I'm out. Yeah. Then I will have a quick look at EURUSD. Those of you from last week, we kind of missed that sell. My sell limit was up here. It could have been up here, which is fine. You know, we can't win all of them. Sorry. As I suspected, we do have a buy coming up here. One thing I would advise you guys is to always look at TXI. This is the dollar index. Look at what the dollar is doing. So dollar seems to be falling downside now, which means we can suspect some buys on EURUSD. What I would recommend is take note of what happens here. We could literally just come up, touch this area, fall, and then fall all the way back down, chasing that low, right? So be careful of this area. What you want to see is a break of the supply zone here, right? Break here, confirmed area, and then you want to get in on the buy, because this was ideally the first buy to take, right? Long. So if you decide to take the buy from above this level, put it below this area, like so, right? And ran it all the way up, right? Now, remember, if you look at overall the dollar is not really, it could come all the way down, take out this low and shoot all the way up again, right? Which means the euro needs to drop again. So what my recommendation is, right? You take lower targets, stuff like that, right? Wait and see where the euro comes in and then you kind of take the sell. So for now, I'm just going to be observing euro USD because the 4 hours, because the buy I wanted is already gone. I'm just going to hang back and wait. We could be more bullish, we could be more bearish, but it's only Monday, so I want the market to take shape before we kind of make further decisions. You know, and have a quick look at GBPJPY. Just take that out of the way. So we're looking at GBPJPY. This also, I also suspect we might buy a little bit further up here, right? But for now, if I can just look at it on a daily, for now, I am actually still kind of bearish on this. So I'm going to observe what's happening here. So my options here are here, right? I'll take this sell here, yeah. I'll take a sell from up here. It's just now obviously depending on what the market does, guys, right? Just that same low. Then just in terms of a buy sentiment, what I would do is if we can continue bullish, and this is now the end, you see, if this is the end of that and it's going to continue buying, I would take the buy from here. Right? That would be my buy sentiments. All in all, that's kind of what I would look for buy sentiments. I'll just the previous higher. I think just based on what I'm seeing here, I do think maybe we'd come up and then fall again. We're not all the way up, but I come up to where we are. And somewhere during the course of this week, we touch this area or this area here and then just fall again. Right? Fall again up into this level here. So the reason why I'm chasing the lows, let me just show you guys quickly what area I am actually looking at. This, so say for example, we took ourselves from here. Right? You could actually look at this. If it confirms for the sell, the thing, this zone is what you're working with, but this area is what you want to take out if it's still going to continue downside, right? So take it slow, go back to the ones that I showed you for the shorter entries, like target this area here. If we break below, welcome to take another after, like, let it fall, take another, and then you can sell the rest of it down. Then finally, just want to have a quick look at the news. We have a new cat news this week, right? So what we see here is lots of GBP news. This is why I'm neither here nor there with GBP. Tomorrow is going to be a manic day. We have composite PMI, manufacturing PMI, services PMI. Then for the USD, we have new home sales, Fed chair Powell, and speaks. These things are going to affect all our stuff that we trade this week. GBP is going to be a little bit touch and go tomorrow. Then if you move later into the week, you see core durable goods orders, crude oil inventories, and you see FOMC meeting minutes. This is actually what I'm targeting, the meeting minutes. I want to see what they have to say here. Then we have a pretty big one, the GDP for USD. We have initial jobless claims, and we have pending home sales. So kind of a busy week for the US and the UK this week, but that shouldn't be too bad. We should be able to catch entries where we can. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Looking forward to putting some more content in. Just one note, guys. Remember, I don't have to upload a market outlook video necessarily on a weekly basis. Yes, I do say weekly market outlook. But some of them, if you have a look at the older videos and you marked off the areas that I marked off, you would have there would be no need for me to kind of share the whole setup with you. I do longer term setups because it's just easier for you to kind of see that, hey, we are going to move in a down trajectory, we are going to move in an upward trajectory. So I do my setups on a daily so that you can actually catch them. Yeah, and without further ado, let's keep moving more than average.